Alright, guys, this is Video Game Hunting, Episode 7, Part 5. Stopped at the vintage stock. I have a little bit of a gripe, but I did pick up one thing. It looks cool. It's a golden Wii wheel. I never seen these.
No, that's the first time I've seen one.
Yeah, and it comes with a kind of cover. Goes over the Wii remote. So, if I like for... Oh, fucking broken! Look at that. Fuck it.
No, I'd take it back. Honestly, I would take it back and show them that...
You know what? I could take it at another one.
Yeah.
But, that's the second gripe now about this one. I just told Scott, this is the second or third time I asked. This vintage stock, they literally had this extremely rare game, extremely priced game. Even if they said yes, I couldn't afford it to do it right now. Well, I guess I could, but with the eBay stuff I got going, I would definitely hope for it expire just for me to get that. But this game is Bubble Bobble Part 2. I talked about this before. And this one, the label's trashed. I think they're asking about $350 for it. $375 for it, give or take around there. And they're asking at least $25 to $50 more than what it goes if the label was mint. But I have talked to other vintage stock managers at other stores, and they said yes, if the label's trash, they will work with you on the price. And I try to tell them, they're like, oh, it's a extremely pricey game. I'm like, yeah, but no, it's overpriced. And not only that, it's overpriced for a label for it being trashed. I'm like, you can barely see it says Bubble Bobble Part 2.
Yeah.
And it's been literally sitting there for over 2 years now. And it just pisses me off. They don't even attempt to mark it down because they're all... I guarantee you one of the retards, they work there, probably paid too much for it, and now they're trying to get their money back.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of it as soon as possible.
No, they're trying to get their money back from... The person probably paid way too much for it, and now they're trying to get their money back out of it, because a lot of times, these games that just don't sell, if they've been sitting forever, they'll mark them down. But this has been sitting here for over 2 years, not even a markdown.
Yeah.
And the next vintage stock I'm gonna do before I'm gonna drop Scotty off. I'm gonna start there. Unlikely to find anything because I recently did a run during this week. But the other two stores I can talk to, they're more to cut this guy off. He wasn't gonna let my ass in, but yeah, they wouldn't work with me on this price. And what?
Douchebags. Sorry, that cough, that douchebags cough douchebags just comes out of nowhere. There, I don't know. I think I might have to get one of those cough suppressants. And
is it COVID?
I don't know if it's con all of us, but I do know it's a douchebags, a very bad cough that comes out every now and then.
Sounds like you got COVID.
Nah, it's not COVID. I know it's not COVID. It is kind of all of us, but I don't think it's COVID.
But it's just frustrating about that. And I had other vintage stocks.
Yeah.
When I was looking at one that had bad label, that they were willing to price. But this one, that's a little further out of my area, they don't want to play ball because it's too expensive for the drive time. But
join the lobby of KMA. That's right. Kiss my ass.
But I would ask these people at this vintage shop to stop at. We might have made Thrill House, but if we get
no, I wouldn't try. Thrill House, like I said, I don't remember if it closes at 6 or 7.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure
and plus, you can always dive over there between tomorrow.
No, tomorrow they're closed.
Oh, they're tomorrow? Okay, oops.
But Monday good. But,
yeah, you can easily dive over there Monday.
Or wait until I get paid again. But yeah, I'm a little upset about that because you figure you've been sitting. I can understand it. They just got it and they don't want to discount it.
Yeah, that's different if it's new. It's new on their stock.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's been sitting there for X amount of time, they could have easily negotiated.
But no, they didn't. They didn't want to fucking talk about it. They knew I was gonna ask because they're like, which game? Because they knew the high price. That's probably the most expensive game they had in the store.
Ping.
See, that's the thing. That's why, when vintage stock does these sales, I rate the shit out of them.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense.
I get the shit I've been eyeing for. The thing that sucks, I gotta do it early in the morning because a lot of times when they do this, it seems I'm not the only person that does this because all the good shit is already gone.
Yeah, because people know they might as well get there when the store opens because that's when they know there's going to be hardly any competition. But yet if they go later in the day, all of it's going to be gone because they're going to get raided.
Yeah, they've already been raided, and I mean, shit. Well, I mean, it's October. Next big one's Black Friday. I probably should stock up for Black Friday because usually they do pretty good on Black Friday, but all the game stores I go to usually does big sales on Black Friday.
I don't know why they used to call it Black Weekend because a lot of stores open on Thanksgiving and go until Cyber Monday.
No, it's Cyber. Isn't it? I thought, was it Cyber Tuesday?
It's Cyber Monday. They call it Cyber Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, because when we worked for Sears, lovely Sears, we'd open late on Thanksgiving, work until a certain time, and then we would go home and come back around 5 o'clock, like around 5 o'clock Black Friday, and work. God only knows when. To me, it's kind of stupid. I will grant. I mean, I have a lot of there's a lot of complaints I have with Sears, and so does Casey. Mm-hmm. But I will say this much: both they and the current place that I work have their fallacies and their greatness. One of the things, the places I love about this place now is we don't reopen until Black Friday. We stay closed, as does the mall, and even on Easter, when the mall stays closed, we stay closed. And I meant to tell Casey this earlier. I learned that a lot about a few more of the food court places are closing down as well. So,
well, it doesn't shock me because you don't want a group of people to be huddling around
it's still, if they can, what amazes me about it is the fact that Cane's never reopened. And Chick-fil-A I love, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of these places, it's like if you're not going to reopen, pull your stores. So, but I'm off my soapbox, but yeah, like you said about the other subject. Oopsie, sorry.
Well, I just know when I was an MCA for Sears. Yeah, you're off for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But you have a ton of actually I think you come in at midnight.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to come in at midnight to the ads, which to me to this day I don't know why we never went full digital or computer ads on things. I mean, granted that we would have lost some good people, but to me the whole computer or digital signing, that way you could go in, program this information in, and then be done with it. Where instead of having to go in, print off everything, print off signs, and find out, oh, we don't have the signing paper for it. Oh, the stuff that they want was the wrong thing, and you'd have to redo everything.
So the thing is that I remember as being both as on the dock and being MCA is that during the night before you would have stock a bunch of stuff. You would have a ton of shit on the dock.
Yeah.
Ready for customers, especially the big ticket stuff.
Oh God, I remember
that was in the papers.
Yeah.
And then as an MCA, you have a jillion signs you had to print out and hang.
We had a bitch load of a certain type of washer and dryer one year, and it was one of these first come first serve. But at some point in time, they started the sales personnel started double selling them, and a lot of people didn't get their stuff till maybe 2-3 months later, because of course the warehouse has to wait till the factory builds it and sends it to X number of warehouse, and then have it sent to us. Oh boy, that was a headache. That was a pain in the ass.
Hey, I remember one time, I believe this is right after I left, and this is when you're starting to your whole podcast. And I believe I remember you were saying you were promoting about something that was, Sears was actually doing a good charity thing.
Oh yeah, the Heroes at Home.
And you got fucking shit on because you promoted it.
Basically what happened was, I was saying, if you're, at the time I said, I never indicated that I worked for Sears, understand? At no time.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if it did. It's still a charity.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all I says. If you're ever, this is all I says. If you're ever in Sears or on the Sears website, make a donation. That's all I said. And I had 2 managers. One was it Dwayne? No, it wasn't Dwayne.
It was Eddie, wasn't it?
No, Eddie I think was already gone by then. But anyway, I had 2 managers. Oh, one was Tall John. Was Tall John, who was
I have no idea.
We had Little John and Tall John. I think Tall John was with electronics at this time. But no, I had 2 managers. One of them was Tall John. He says, you really need to stop saying that. I said, why? And they said it was unprofessional. I said, no, it's not. So I went to our then store manager, told him what was going on. He says, are you being contradictory? He says, no. All I'm doing is saying, yada yada. He says, so long as you're not being contradictory to what you're saying, it's perfectly fine. And as I thought, and even if either way, I wasn't going to stop because I was promoting it, and I forget. I forget which one of us stopped first, but after a while, I just dropped the whole. If you're ever in or at Sears, and I just started promoting Heroes That Home all together.
I remember you told me about that. I was like, that's bullshit.
I thought you were going to bring up the whole Islam is the light doll.
Oh my God! Oh my God! We gotta bring that up.
I thought that was the one you were going to bring up, actually. But before we do, that was the only reason why I remember that because that was the same year we had this one lawn display. Mm-hmm. It was 3 penguins. All right, you may have seen it. I know I took a picture of it. It was 3 penguins. They were all, the top 2 was sitting on each other's bellies, and the way the 2 middle, the bottom, the middle one were spindled around. Yeah. It looked very, very inappropriate. Let's just put it that way.
Oh my God! I'm glad you brought up about that doll.
I thought this was what you were going to bring up.
No, but so guys, you gotta look this shit up.
Oh, it was hilarious.
This shit's on YouTube. This doll.
One of those little blonde-haired, blue-eyed little dolls.
Yeah, and it coos. I think it says "Mama's baby mama."
Yeah.
Doll or something, but it be cooing and stuff, and then suddenly it says Islam is the light. And then it would say something about, I swear it said something about Satanism.
I don't remember. I just remember the Islam is the light thing.
But really, that's the big thing I remember.
Oh, and parents had a big shit fit. They were,
I think I wanted to buy that.
You did, but when you came back later, you went to Walmart.
Yeah.
To try to see if they had it, and they said they had pulled it like the previous day.
It was funny.
Oh God!
And then I think talking about with crazy shit products. Didn't you send a picture of a Winnie the Pooh pajama? It says P is for Pooh.
I think so. Yeah.
But some of the font had different color fonts, but the way it looks like piss for poo.
That one I forgot.
I have a picture, probably somewhere on my Facebook, and actually it used to be on my MySpace.
Oh God!
But and a lot of things about Sears. Oh my gosh, we can go on and on.
Oh, good Lord, yeah.
Especially him, because him being there for 16, 17 years.
Yeah, like I've always said, if I knew I was going to stay there as long as I did, I would have written this shit down, and the book I would have gotten from this shit, you would be going, that's not true. That could not have happened. We had another thing I remember from there is, I don't remember the conversation off the top of my head now, but we had this guy from Lawn and Garden come to the back room, and it's like yada 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 choo-choo trains, yada 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 choo-choo trains. And I hear this, and I wasn't going to say, and I thought, okay, maybe he said chainsaws, because I look over and there's a stack of chainsaws we had over there nearby, and I was afraid to say anything because I was already being ribbed for mishearing something else, which I've got another story about that about. But no sooner this dude leaves, Ben, it was actually Ben who came up to me and said, what's that whole thing about choo-choo trains? I said, I have no clue, but I'm glad I'm not the only one who we another time, me and 3 or 4 others were standing pretty much in almost like a half U or a half horseshoe, and one of the guys we thought said his sister went down, and we're all and it's like a couple of us were looking over at each other like, really? She's someone who we'd like to meet. But what he had said was the system had gone down, and even the guy who was standing literally next to him thought that. He said that. Yes. Oh God.
I want to shift to one thing before we reach to finish talk. I might even see if Thrill House is still open, but I think they might be closed. They've been closing early, mostly because of the pandemic, and that area got during the whole freaking protest.
Yeah, the whole terror. Let's call it for what it is, the terrorist uprising.
Yeah, it was definitely terrorist uprising.
Yeah,
they just using protesting as a...
It was a riot, folks. Let's be honest. It was a riot, and these terrorists broke a lot of the windows. The auto center, the new auto zone, which had opened probably...
They threw a rock through it.
That had opened either that week or the previous week, had their windows shattered. So, yeah, those little rioters should be, my personal opinion, should have been behind bars.
Yeah, but the problem is...
That's a good place to eat, is BJ's.
The problem is that they're mixed in between the real protesters.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get us wrong. If you're walking around with a sign screaming till you crack the heavens, wanting to state how you feel, that's no problem. The moment you start dropping the whole notion of let's destroy things, let's kill people, etc., you're a rioter and
you're a terrorist.
You're a terrorist, and you're actually proving the fact that you really don't care about the situation at hand. You just want an excuse to destroy.
And vandalize. And there's
exactly.
no reason vandalizing storefronts.
Yeah.
I don't know why these terrorists, this great freaking word, they're not even rioters, they're fucking terrorists.
Yes.
But there's no reason to damage.
They just wanted, these are people that they don't need a reason for it. They just want an excuse to tear things up.
Was there a line to the Cheesecake Factory?
I don't know. I never go there anymore.
I never did. But
I was there maybe twice.
I remember when I used to work at Sears when the Zero Turns first came out.
Oh God, yeah.
And he knows what I'm about to say. The Zero Turns that Craftsman came out were garbage. They always got returned. They never...
I remember we had, I forget who put them out. It was a zero-turn lawnmower.
Yeah.
And those things we got returned for every single time.
But I think a lot of times also, not only they're garbage, I think people are abusing the system. At the end of the season, they turn around saying, oh, it's broken.
Yeah.
But they were garbage.
Jim. Jim, he was an awesome guy to work with.
The Indian.
The Indian dude. Yeah, the Indian dude. I still remember that was one of the things I was trying to remember. And this was another Dwayne storyline.
You're a job, you stupid fuck.
Oh boy, glad to see you learned how to drive from a cereal box. But Dwayne had told Jim on the coldest fuckingest day of winter, basically, wanted him to go out to the patio and either pressure wash or spray down all the lawnmowers and that. And he went to John, Little John.
Yeah.
And John told him no.
Because I think John at the time was superior to Dwayne.
Yeah, he was, I think, M2 or something like that. But no, he told John about it, and John said, no, don't do it. And I still to this day can't believe Dwayne told him to do that.
Did Dwayne get all upset?
Oh yeah, he got all pissy. And there was a guy, I forget who it was, one of our bright, I'll admit this much, it was one of our bright receiving associates. Still, there was no reason to treat him this way.
So he went to He went to the dock?
Yeah, Dwayne had happened to be in the dock.
No, I mean, Jim went to work on the docks.
No, he didn't go to work.
He was still in MCA.
Yeah, he was still in MCA. But no, Dwayne happened to see this one guy who worked on the dock. He was just waiting for his lunchtime to be over, which was in about like 5-10 minutes. And because his almighty power was not a lot, was pretty much shot down. He yelled at this dude for sitting on the dock instead of sitting in where he was supposed to in the break room. And it's like, what a douchebag.
I remember back in the day, I kind of abused the time clock a little bit. Like, sometimes if I want a little longer lunch. I mean,
trust me, we all did that. We'd wait until we get back from the food court and didn't clock out. Or
that's how it worked. You forgot the clock.
You forgot.
Idiot.
You forgot to clock out. But sadly, with the system I'm working with now, they give you a card and all that. And I'll just wait here.
I might just pause it.
Okay.
I just got out of the next finished stop, guys. I'm wearing my scorpion mask. But I was telling Scott that I was trying to be a cheap fuck. And
as you see, he came back with exactly what he came with when he went in with.
And the thing was, I seen the game. I've been I've been trying to look for it lately because I noticed I didn't have one. It's Spider-Man in the Sinister Six, and they had it priced at $17.
And he tried to haggle from the sound of it, and it...
Exactly. I tried to haggle because there's some rattling in there, and I was trying to use it for my advantage, but apparently these guys don't want to wheel and deal. I mean, it's like, and it might be a loose screw. It's not a loose screw inside the fucking thing. There's something broken inside.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm already in a little pissy mood from the last one. I was like, you know what?
And speak about pissy, my bladder's about to pop, so.
Yeah, so you're doing the wiggle.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty much, I might stop at the next one, but I'm going to go ahead and drop Scotty off. And, if you